Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
Good morning, everybody. Love that you're all here today. So I haven't done this in a while, but I'm going to ask everyone to turn on your cameras because guess what? Today we're talking about video. And if you know anything about me, the very first way to get comfortable on camera is to make sure you come to a Zoom call with your cameras on. It's going to help you become more comfortable in being on camera. And if you're driving, of course, don't do it. But if you are available to turn on your camera, please do, just because it definitely will help you to get more comfortable on video. Okay, thank you. I love it. Look at all those cameras that just came on. Okay, so I want to talk about my video secrets. Y'all know I love video, right? That's not a secret. Like the fact that I love video is not a secret, but how I use video, there's a lot of secrets there. So before I kind of go into sharing a couple of things, I was curious if anybody has any specific questions about the way I use video or anything like that. Or do you want me just to dive into it?
Lynea, I would have some questions, not directly related to video, but some of the equipment that you use.
Okay, cool. I can go into that for sure. So here's a couple secrets. My video equipment, it costs me maybe, if you include my phone, $1,500. That's it. My phone is what, $1,000? How much is an iPhone nowadays? Maybe a little more than that. So however much an iPhone is, cost me that. It cost me $15 for a microphone, and it cost me maybe a couple $100 for ring lights that I have behind my desk. I have a little portable one I carry with me everywhere I go. And then I got a Digi Osmo 6 gimbal. That's all. That's all I got. I am, if I ever do professional videography, I definitely have the videographer's camera. But when I'm doing it myself, it is all my phone 100% of the time, because the reality is that's more authentic. And so the biggest secret that I have with video is you have to be super authentic in pretty much everything you do, right? We use video not only for marketing, but what I had said on my post was that video goes well into nurturing and converting leads, creating loyal clients, building relationships, right? There are so many more ways to use video beyond just marketing. Yes, marketing is important, right? Video marketing, like that's how you build relationships with a cold audience. They know who you are. They see you. They get to know you. They get to like you. They get to see your mannerisms, hear the inflection in your voice, see your face when you talk. All of those reasons are super important because I don't know about you, but how many of you have ever gone and met somebody in person after you talked to them on the phone a couple of times and they're just completely different? Like all of a sudden their mannerisms are kind of like they're frozen, or like they have a really like solemn energy on the phone, but then you meet them in person, right? So the reality is video kind of like eliminates that weird awkwardness. One of my big like video wins is the first time I ever went to an in-person summit. I don't know if it was Chris's summit or it was an EXP event. The first time I ever went to one of those and I met a ton of people that I have talked to on video for the last year and a half, there was literally no warm-up period. None whatsoever. It was awesome. Because, you walk into it, sometimes you walk to these conferences and you go and you see these people that you make, you kind of know their name, but before we really had Zoom and before we really had video, you didn't really have there was kind of like an awkward moment, that awkward warm-up. I hate that awkwardness. I like awkward. I'm very awkward in awkwardness, just so you know. But I'll tell you, the big thing about video is you just got to be super authentic. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways that we use it internally. I had just gone into our account to try to pull up a couple of videos here. I want to show you how we use it for a transaction. The biggest way that I like to use it for a transaction is throughout the transaction. Every single step throughout a buyer or a seller transaction, there is a video. Every single step, right? We go on contract, there's a video. Listing goes live, there's a video. There's like a video going through everything. And the cool thing is all these videos are super, super evergreen. So the biggest thing that we have done recently is when I have a client who is signing a listing agreement, I'm actually doing it right now, signing a listing agreement. How long does it normally take you guys to review a listing agreement with a client or a buyer or a buyer contract? A couple hours sometimes. Okay. An hour. Yeah. Hour, couple hours. How would you like to save yourself a couple hours on every transaction? How would you like to make more money per hour? Right? Like that's what we're here for. We're not here to like waste money per hour. We're here to make more money per hour. So what we're doing right now, is I'm going through the listing agreement. I have a standard template in there, and every single form has a video recorded with it. Every single form, because I'm walking the client through the video, or I'm walking through the form. So in Washington State, it's the listing agreement, right? The listing agreement there's like 15, 16 sections on it, something like that. But every single one of those sections needs an explanation, because yes, the client can read it, right? Yes, once they sign it, technically, they signed it, right? But I like to be the educator. I don't want people to ever think that I just had them blindly sign something. I like to educate. So when a client signs a listing agreement, they get a video that has all of the forms in there. There's a standard 3 forms that they get first. There's about 6 forms they get second, and then there's a third set of forms. Every single one of those signings comes with a video walking them through what they're signing. And guess what? Now, my questions, I get very few questions on listing agreements right now. But now my clients understand. So they're getting the listing agreement, they're signing it, and they're also getting a video walking them through what they're signing. And what I would normally do in person, I'm just doing on a video. Who's iPhone? I can't.
I'm sorry. This is Debbie. How you doing?
Debbie, how are you?
Fine. Hey, question. Are you doing that on BombBomb? I've heard some people say Loom is a place to record videos, and you could be able to send that out. How are you recording those educational videos?
So we use Loom. BombBomb is another option. BombBomb you need if you want to, there's some things that only work with BombBomb. I personally prefer Loom. That is my personal favorite. It is, to me, much easier to use. Okay. I'll give you kind of an example of what an internal video would look like. So here's if we're going in a closing team, for example, we go into contract and the escrow team's on there, right? How many of you know or ever talk to your escrow team or know who they are, what they look like in person, other than pictures, right? You never do. And especially if you're on the buyer side, at least here in Washington, you get to work with a random escrow company all the time, especially if you're helping buyers, because the seller side typically chooses escrow here in Washington State, well, at least in my MLS. So we all the time run into closing agents that I've never actually met, right? And I'm going to tell you, ever since we started doing this, where we send out this quick video.
I'm Lynea, Carver. It's so great to meet you. I like to put a face to the name so you know who I am. If you ever have any questions, I am simply a phone call, text, email away. You will be speaking mostly with Katie, who is my transaction manager. She's amazing. But any of us are always here to help however we can. Looking forward to a smooth and successful transaction.
Super easy. Good way to introduce myself to the escrow agents. Every single time they're reaching out oh my gosh, I've never seen anybody do that before. So we do that throughout multiple points throughout the transaction. That's the closing team intro. We have your offers accepted. We have inspection, what to expect for inspections. Okay, the inspection report is due back. What should you expect today? We have, it's closing week, what to expect for closing week. We have closing day, what to expect for closing day, because a lot of times, especially buyers or sellers, don't really know what closing actually looks like. And quite frankly, if I were in another state, I have no idea, because some of you guys talk about going to a closing. I'm like, why are you going to a closing? You know what I mean? So it's so different in every state. And, a buyer and seller doesn't know what closing actually means. They don't know. I don't care how many homes they buy or sell. I mean, they might after buying maybe 3 or 4, but most people that you work with are probably not, the majority, unless you're an investor person, you're probably working with people who maybe sell 3 or 4 homes their whole life. So when you the closing day email, the closing day video is really, really, really important for us. But Debbie, to go back to your question about Loom or BombBomb, I personally prefer Loom. I like that it has an extension. I like that I can do it easily from my phone. I like that it gives me stats to tell me who viewed it, how long they viewed it. You can see everyone's comments on there. It's like a running thread. It's very much like BombBomb. It is significantly cheaper than BombBomb, significantly. So that is why I prefer it. Adrian, your hand is up.
Going back to your listing presentation videos, do you do those videos and send them as a pre-listing appointment, or do you do it after you've gone to the listing appointment?
Both. So we have a pre-listing video. Let me see if I can find it here. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Now, the organization, let me tell you, to be honest with you, the organization of our video library, that is something that's a work in progress. That we need some serious organization, because sometimes I'm like, wait, what did I call it? What did I call it? And there's not really anyone that owns the organization of the videos. So that's something that we are working on here. But we do have a video that gets sent out prior to the listing appointment that, it explains a little bit about like who I am, but mostly about what to expect from the listing appointment. So it's mostly like, hey, here's who I am. This is what you got in the mail. This is what you should expect from our listing appointment. And
so
then,
instead of covering the contract step by step, you provide them access during your listing appointment. At the end of it, you provide them access to all these videos that will walk them through. So by the time they get the DocuSign, they know what they're signing.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. So they're all going into, we're kind of working on where we're going to be storing it. Right now, the solution is Google Drive, but all of the videos for like the contracts, for example, like I said, there's 3 different signings that someone gets from me when it comes to a listing, right? They get the preliminary, which is I got to get that listing agreement signed. How to get that signed. That has to be right away. So that's always first. And then I have them sign or initial that they received the law of real estate agency, which is our Washington state law, because that's required. And then I always have them sign my addendum, which just tells them like if they can't, I have my cancellation clause in there. And then I also have my concierge clause in there too. So like those are the 3 things they have to sign right away. And so there's a video going through those 3 things. And then they also get a copy of the contract at the listing appointment. So it's completely transparent. It's completely transparent. So they get a copy of the contract. And then for the second set of signings, which is like kind of all the addenda, like the disclosures and, all that stuff, there's a video for that. Okay. And then when they get their third signing, which is like, okay, I need you to sign off on marketing remarks, because we don't really do pricing until a couple days really before you go live. Marketing remarks aren't really until a couple days before you go live. So all of those final things they sign right before, and there's a video for that. Does that answer what your question, Adrian?
Yes, it does. It's amazing how it varies from state to state, because you're talking about things that are not privy to what we do.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got the gist of it. I was just curious to know, if you had a pre-listing one, and if you did, these are the videos regarding the listing, instead of going, because it takes 2-3 hours. Maryland has like 25 pages. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's every state is so different. So you kind of have to figure out what works for you, but you all have your own, I would hope you all have your own process for bringing someone to the market, right? Whether it be a market or seller. So you all have your own process. So you just kind of figure out where within your process, how does that work?
Okay. So while you're doing your listing, you have videos for your listing presentation. Do you also do a video regarding how you're going to market the property?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
Great info. Thanks.
Absolutely. And then, so what we do is we have them right now all kind of stored in a Google Drive right now. So they get basically a link to the drive, right? And the link has video 1, video 2, video 3. But then I'm kind of working on where we're going to store that in the future. I don't think that's scalable right now, but right now it's all a Google Drive. So, then the Google Drive takes them directly to the Loom video. And the cool thing about Loom also, Debbie, is that you can embed Loom into your follow-up boss emails. You can embed them into your emails just like you do BombBomb. And I actually like the embedding process from Loom better than I like the embedding process from BombBomb, especially with follow-up boss. It saves me so much time to have Loom versus BombBomb. Kevin had a question. Then he put his hand down.
I think you answered it. My question was, does Loom embed the video just like through email, just like BombBomb does? That was really kind of my question. So I think you answered that.
Yeah, it's super, super easy. They actually have I can show you how to do it real quick if you use Loom. So Loom, if you go, let's say you have a video here. And then up here at share, it says embed. So all you have to do is copy the GIF thumbnail, voila, and then paste it wherever you want to paste it. Paste it into your Gmail, paste it into your follow-up boss, paste it wherever you want, and voila, it's done.
Oh, really? So it actually will show, it will show you, I mean, if however you want it to, does it do like a, what's it called when, it's not a screenshot, but it's
an animated GIF. Looks like that. That's what it looks like.
Okay, it looks like, okay.
Mm-hmm. So it shows up there. It's basically the animated version, the front of what the thumbnail looks like for the video.
Oh, that's what I was trying to, okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty cool. The other way that we use video, for any of you who have anyone that you work with, how many of you work with VAs? A lot of people. If you don't, maybe you will in the future, or you have an assistant. Most of my team is virtual, even though they are here to Washington. We don't live near each other. So the likelihood of us actually getting together on a regular basis is very slim pickings. Plus, I'm also very busy. So we do a lot of video talking. So what this video that you're going to see right here is me actually passing work over, saying, hey, guess what? I want you to make this content for me, and here's what I want it to look like, right? So it's a quick video, like what is this?
About how my thoughts for the boost your productivity. So for the boost your productivity content, which is,
so I just went through and reviewed exactly
I want to do it myself on Instagram, and I was thinking of doing it like we have.
Guess what? When I got it back, there was maybe one change I needed to make to the font, and that was it. And that saved me a lot of time, because how many times are you going back? If someone's helping you with marketing, someone's helping with whatever you're helping with, and you go back and forth on email all the time. So much back and forth. I hate back and forth. I abhor back and forth. Anybody can tell you that. Anyone who's ever worked with me will tell you that the back and forth drives me absolutely bonkers. Because I'm like, you know what? We could have solved this problem. And instead of having 2 hours and 55 emails back and forth, we could have hopped on a phone call, right? People don't want to pick up the phone. People in the real estate industry want realtors to answer emails, right? That's just the case. It happens all the time. I don't care. Escrow will always email you. Everybody wants realtors to answer emails. I don't know about you, but I'm actually not sitting in front of my computer all day. I can actually answer my emails all day long. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just respond to an email with a video, especially when I get back a video or an email with a ton of questions on it. I just respond with video. I record a Loom video and just send it right back. So that is the one way that I've been able to eliminate a lot of communication, or excess, I should say, back and forth communication. The other way that we use video, which has been a game changer, has been to review buyer offers with clients. So, for example, a buyer, first of all, I'm going to give you a little tip to the buyer system. Is once a buyer signs a buyer's agency agreement with us, the very next thing that they're doing during their onboarding is they're getting a copy of the purchase and sale agreement with all the addendum. Because I personally, in a heavy hitting market like we're in right now, I do not have time to sit there and explain every single thing. I want someone to actually do their due diligence and read it up front. So if there's questions, during the actual offer writing process, it's easy to reference back to the copy they already got. Because it's not really fair to a buyer, especially a first-time buyer, any buyer really, but it's really not fair to send them a DocuSign or an AuthentiSign of a bunch of things that they're signing and not actually have explained to them or let them see in advance what they're actually signing. That's not fair. So they get a copy of that. But then what we do is we'll go through and we will do something like this, where I am going through and I'm reviewing the offer with them. So I wrote the offer. They've already seen the contract, but I'm reviewing the offer and telling them, hey, this is...
Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick walkthrough of this contract. So we didn't get a chance last time to generally what everything says. So this is all boilerplate language.
And I scroll through every single thing on here. I tell them, this is how you're reading on the purchase and sale agreement. You're looking at all of these things. That's what we do. So my next step to this process is actually doing very similar to what I'm doing to the listing side, where I actually record like an evergreen video. So I don't actually have to do this for every single client. But I will tell you, it takes me 15 minutes to do this. And there's usually no questions when it comes to signing an offer. Plus, then I'm protecting myself from liability, right? And if a buyer comes back later and says, oh, you told me this, I can be like, well, actually, that's not what I told you, because that's it. That's it. 2 minutes and 32 seconds into this video right here. So that's why the video review of all these offers, especially when you're writing for a buyer in a hot seller's market, because I've heard that there's a lot of like from buyers who bought the last couple of years, there's a lot of lawsuits coming for a lot of buyers who thought that they didn't feel like it was very fair, because buyers really kind of had a hard time in the last market. So this is just another way to have liability. You can be like, no, I legitimately said that. It's recorded right here. Adrian.
Question. You send that video after your client has chosen a property?
Yeah. Right now,
okay.
Yes. That's going to change.
Yeah, because I have, in a span of 3 miles, it can be Maryland, DC, or Virginia. So yeah. I would have to wait until they've chosen to be able to do that. That was my question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you could potentially do like an evergreen one for each state and just record like an evergreen one. And then, then like the specifics would be, because the specifics are dollar amount, closing date. Yeah. Those are specifics. There's nothing you can do about that. But you could record like an evergreen, hey, here's what the contract says. Here's what you're signing, which could probably save some time. And then when you're reviewing it with them specifically, you can talk about that specific property.
Right. Perfect. Thank you.
Save some time. So I will just say, video, there's so many ways to use video, so many ways. The biggest tip, if you want to get more comfortable on video and you want to start doing more video, is literally just start using it. There's literally no secret to it. You just got to start using it. You just got to get out of your own head and stop caring too much about your makeup. You got to see how many videos in our library I've done on a Sunday morning when I'm still dressed, haven't even gone to the gym yet. I'm like, meh, whatever. I'm just going to record a video, and I record SOPs. So whenever new agents come and join me, they're going to start seeing these SOPs that were recorded by me with no makeup on and no hair done. And I really don't give a flying rat about it. I don't care, because the reality is it's done, right? And now when I bring a new agent on board, I don't have to sit there for a week and onboard somebody. And not that I don't want to, but then our time can be better spent with me helping that person set goals, helping that person do what they need to do to grow, rather than me trying to tell them, hey, this is who I am, this is our company, this is our core values, here's our mission statement. Because really that's the most important thing. If you come work for me, you better make sure that you understand our core values, our mission statement, and you have to fit that. You have to fit that mold. If you don't fit that mold, you need to, I don't want to spend my first day doing that with someone. Instead, we have videos to kind of walk them through, if that makes sense, right? So the other thing is that every single time I am communicating with essentially a newer client, once I've gotten the listing agreement signed, I always send them a video of some sort. I have an iPhone, so I don't send iPhone to Android video text messages because they're horrible, but I do send a video email, or I'll go through Facebook Messenger. But there's so many different ways. Another tip on using video in a way is you guys know that you can do video comments in Facebook. On Facebook, right? How many of you have ever sent someone a video comment or commented on someone's post with a video? I'm gonna tell you that boosts your engagement so quickly. Like the other day, someone, one of the guys I used to work with, he got a new boat. Okay, he got a new boat. So I went in on his page and I commented. I'm like, oh my God, I want an invite, right? Because you can't get the energy out. You can't get the joke out sometimes just by a text message. So those video comments are incredible. And the cool thing about that is if it's someone who's local to you, you're the only one doing it, because I don't really see video comments on Facebook have been around for, the last couple of years, I think. And I never see anyone use them ever. But every time I use it, people are commenting, oh my God, that's so cool. I can't believe you just did a video. And how many people that I don't know, right? This person who had the boat, how many people in his sphere that I don't know just saw me on camera?
Can I ask you a favor? Can you show us how you do that, Lynea, on Facebook?
Yeah, potentially.
Making a video comment. I've never seen that. And can I just say, this is amazing. This is a game changer, doing the all the stuff that goes into when I work with a buyer, what I need to do, and I can go through the whole process and send them videos. Oh my God, I love that. That was a light bulb moment for me. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Yeah. I think the biggest thing is like getting it organized, right? So there's, you could do it on a website. I mean, there's so many different ways that you could do that. And those are like that's kind of a different topic. But I think having those like evergreen videos, you guys are going to give yourself so much time. And I don't know about you, but I was with one client yesterday for 7.5 hours. I was exhausted. And in fact, today I am still exhausted. I am tired. I'm tired. So I will tell you, when those days come, I'm going to be like, yesterday I'm like, God, I need a video for this. 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 Like all day long. I'm like, video. I could have saved myself probably 5 hours yesterday, but I was with someone for 7.5 hours or 7 hours. I don't even know. By the end of the day, I was sitting on the kitchen floor because I was like, I'm tired. My brain shuts off at like 6 p.m. usually. So like if you're around me after 6 p.m., I'm going to be like, which is why I never do videos that late. And I was recording a listing video at like 6:45. So we'll see. You guys, let's see. I'll let you know which one it is. Let me know if my energy came across. So back to Nina's question about how to post a video comment. Let me see if I can actually do it here. If it'll let me do it, since we are, since I'm sharing. Yeah, I will. Okay. So let me show you here. Okay, so I'm going to go in her comment here, right? I'm going to go into her post and see how down at the bottom here is the little camera, right? It's going to pull up your camera roll. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to hit here. Hi, how's it going? I'm sending you a video. I have something in my teeth and no one told me. Anyway, that's how you do it, Nina. Super easy. You just record, and I am recording this video on your post just because I want to. Am recording this video on your post just because I want to. And then when you hit next, it'll post. I am recording this video on your post just because but then when you hit next, what happens is then it just pops up in like kind of like that on the comments. Pops up like that. So then you like all these people see it. So that's how you do it. Pretty easy.
That is brilliant. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Game changer.
If any of you are trying to do like video text, like you have a certain video text that you're trying to hit each day, there you go. There you go. I'm just going to tell you, you don't have to send video text. You can actually hit more people if you do video comments and you have all these other people seeing them. And I've actually had people who reach out and just say, I saw your video on someone else's post. I don't remember who, a couple of people. I saw your video on someone else's post and I thought that was really genius. So like people I didn't know, and I didn't know these people, or I'll have people like reach out to me Messenger. Hey, I saw you on someone else's post, blah, 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 blah. Right. So like using those video comments is like a game changer.
Oh, I have one more quick question. Do you have an affiliate for Loom if we sign up for Loom with you or under you kind of thing?
I sure hope so. I'm going to check for you right now. Let me see here. It's a great question. I'll look. Let me check on that. Thank you for asking, Nina. I'll check and then I'll post it in the group. But I will say, like, if you guys do decide to use Loom, you definitely want to get the Chrome extension. 100% want to get the Chrome extension. And it's pretty cool. I mean, you can organize it with, they give you notifications of who watched your videos. I can tell my client went and watched her home sale timeline, which is another, I didn't even tell you guys this one. So all of my clients get a timeline of what I expect for their house to actually sell. So I record.
Hi, Nayla. How are you? I wanted to run this little timeline by you. It's easy to look at it, and
I go
scenario of the market of 421 to 512.
Say here's an estimate of the timeline I expect to sell your house. There could be delays and there could be events that allow us to move faster, right? And so then I can see that she actually went and viewed this. So this is more of a transaction specific one. I mean, there's some things you cannot do, on an evergreen basis. There's some things you do need to do transaction specific, but I'm going to tell you, not that I want to not talk to my clients, it's just that in some of these things, it is very simple to just send a quick video. Because if you send a video, it took me 5 minutes to send, she sends back, she's like, this looks great. It's exactly what I needed. Rather than a phone call or a bunch of emails. What if I tried to put that in email, the home sale timeline? So I think it's going to take you 56 days from the time you list, the time you close, and here's what could delay it, and here's what could delay it. There's so many words you have to type. Tired of typing. So video kind of replaces a lot of typing.
And you also prevent clients from forgetting.
Yes, that is what I love. Like liability issues, educational. It allows you to be more educational, more informative. And you guys, people are not doing this.
Yeah, and they love it. Your clients love it, and they'll watch it and rewatch it, and actually do what you say.
Yeah. You know
if
how
you
many
tell them what to do at an appointment, they don't do it.
No, because they forget.
They do it.
Right, because they forget. I actually did a client walkthrough on Wednesday, and they're like, man, I got to tell you how awesome that video that you sent us is. So what I do is I'll go through a client's house and I record, I take a video. Sometimes I do it with them there. Sometimes I just make them walk through. And then sometimes I'll send them the video and just say, hey, here's what I really need you to focus on. And I send them the video themselves. I don't even say, hey, the little corner in the little living room that's downstairs. I need you to paint that little, I walk through the house. If I can get them to let me walk through by myself, it's better. Sometimes you can't. But yeah, I walk through the house and I'm like, hey, we're going to need to address that issue. We need to address that issue. So I'm saying it in the video. So when they come back, to me, 2 months later, they're like, oh my gosh, that video is so helpful. So helpful. And double dose of awesomeness. Now I've got before content. So I can do a before and after video for marketing. Double dose. Nina.
Okay. This is amazing. Thank you. Next question. I have a question. What about when you send them buyer's guides or seller's guides or something like that? Do you also make a video of that? Because I find people aren't even reading them. I'm thinking, why are you asking me these questions? And we're going in depth 25 times when I've given you this information.
Yes. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm actually going to record one because I saw one on YouTube the other day that I loved. I'm going to record it on a YouTube video, which is going to double as educational as well as marketing for YouTube, because I'm actually, let me see if I can find the one that I saw that was an inspiration. Right now we have videos that kind of explain little pieces of the buyer's guide. So it's a little bit more digestible, but the reality is it is not easy to buy or sell a house. I don't ever want anyone to think that it's no work. I actually had someone one time tell me they don't like to go, they don't want to have the client do too much on the end because they don't want them to get discouraged. I'm 100% the opposite of that. Not that I want people to get discouraged, but I want you to understand this is actually how it works. This is the actual process. So Nina, my recommendation would be if you're doing YouTube, create that as a YouTube video and then double that YouTube video as educational. So anytime you send out a buyer's guide, be like, hey, here's a walkthrough of it. And I mean, that's probably going to be a 20 to 30 minute video if you really want it to, but I mean, that's going to do a lot of wonders for you for not only talking to people, trying to convert them, but also if you have it on YouTube with the right SEO, you're going to be able to get people in. So.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Katrina.
Good morning. It's funny, as I'm listening to you in these videos, I'm sure this isn't part of your thought pattern behind it, but what's coming down the pipe as far as this new potential lawsuit of sellers trying to say they don't have to pay buyer's agents, the more you're informing in this way, this negates that entire conversation for you. I dare you to put me up against any other agent in any way, 100%. Shape, or form. Yeah.
And that's true because on the listing agreement, it says right there, our listing agreement in Washington State is so they just changed it. But just so you guys know, in our MLS, it has been transparent that the seller pays the buyer's agent commission since October of 2019 or 2020. I can't remember. The MLS put something in place that now we do not have to pay a buyer's agent commission at all. The seller. And so basically the conversation now, so that's not something, I'm not worried about that lawsuit. I'm like, well, we've already taken care of that in our MLS. It's already been something we have to talk about. But, the reality is that now it's broken down in our contract where it says, okay, so this is my commission. Here's my commission. My commission, technically, you can't say it's non-negotiable, but, take your pick. You want to pay me this much or this much, right? So here's my commission. And then it says, if the buyer comes unrepresented, here's how much you're going to pay me in addition to my commission, right? And then if the buyer comes with the buyer's agent, here's how much you're going to pay the buyer's agent in addition to my commission. So it breaks it down. So it's very, very, very transparent. And you're absolutely right, Katrina, because when I go and read and do that listing video, the listing agreement video, I talk about that very, very clearly, very clearly.
I also add to that the fact that the person that's selling the home was benefited by the seller that sold them the home paid the commission to his buyer's agent.
Uh-huh.
So it's like,
it's a good point.
Time flies and memory dies, but guess what? Somebody paid it for you when you bought the home.
Very true. Time flies and memory dies. So true. I love it. Okay. Well, I hope that was helpful for everyone. I hope you learned maybe something. I know I learned a couple things, so thank you. And someone asked, how can we watch your pre-listing videos? I will post one of them in the Facebook group for you guys so you can kind of see what that looks like. So I'll post it because honestly, trying to look through my library of like 555 videos right now without it being super organized is going to be a waste of everyone's time. So we'll go back and find it. I'll have someone on my team go back and find it, and then we'll post it in the Facebook group for you so you can see that.
Okay. Lynea, for whatever reason, Facebook bumped me out of your group. Can you ask me to rejoin, please?
Yeah, hold on. Let me do that real quick so I don't.
Lynea, don't forget to give your information for Loom sign up, please.
Is someone from my team here who can write this down so I don't forget?
Yes, we need to post. Oh my gosh, I already drew a blank. It was the recap of. Wait, repeat it.
Brandon, that's not helping. No, I need to get Adrian in, and then we need to post a pre-listing video, and then we need to find a Loom affiliate link if I have one. That was it, right? Do I need anything else?
No, that was it.
Cool. All right, Adrian Small. It says you're already a member. Let me figure that out.
I can't access it. It's like the group doesn't exist on my end. So I'll fix it. No worries. The good thing is I'm joined.
Yes, you are. Okay. And yes, Jackie, that is the group it'll be posted in. Real Talk Lynea. And if those of you who are not in the group and you want to join to see this, it will be right here for you in the comments. All right, everybody, thank you so much for staying with me an extra 8 minutes today. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.